Hi everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie's Cards. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a bit of a longer video for you today because I'm creating 4 cards. I've only got 3 shown here, but I am making 4. It's a special edition of a video, if you like. I was contacted by In Love Art Shop and asked if I would like to try out some of their products. So I jumped at the chance and I ordered these 4 sets of dies. These are all by the brand Coco Rosa, and they are absolutely adorable. I will tell you the names of them and talk about them as we go through the card making process. So the first one I'm doing here is with the Easter word die, Happy Easter word die, I should say, and it's just gorgeous. So the great thing today is I will leave in the description box below all the details of the products I've used, links to the website, along with a discount code for you if you are interested in purchasing any of these products. You can have a 25% discount. So if you use the discount code Geordie25 at checkout, you will get 25% off In Love Art Shop, which is awesome. So you could have a look at some of these dies that I'm using today. They are really good quality. They ship worldwide. I had absolutely no problem with die cutting with them. They went through the paper and the cardstock on the very first pass through the die cutting machine, even the more intricate little pieces, which was absolutely awesome. And yeah, really lovely and very, very cute. So I kind of went for bunny Easter themed products because I just couldn't resist them. But there are tons and tons of things to choose from. So do go and check out their shop website and have a look at things. Okay, so let's get on to the card. So for the first one, I have just cut a stitched rectangle from some of that yellow flower pattern paper. This is all paper from Lawn Fawn. I then cut out the Easter word from some Gotta Have Gingham paper, and the happy part is actually from some Concord and Onyx Honeysuckle cardstock. I love that scripty happy word, and I think you could use it for a ton of different things, not just for Easter. You could combine it with birthday sentiments or happy anniversary, anything like that. So this die set comes with the little details that you see there. I was pointing out the nose. So there is a little nose kind of die. I have cut it out, but it has got a little kind of mouth as well that you can die cut out. I didn't use that part of it. I just literally die cut the little nose part. And I wasn't sure if I was going to use it or not, but I did end up popping the nose down on here. So you can use the little kind of bunny accessories to create a little bunny out of one of the letters in your Happy Easter word, which I just think is absolutely adorable. So I chose to do it from the E, and I've stuck the little ears down and the little feet. So all I did was die cut those elements twice, once from white cardstock and once from this pink Ballet slippers cardstock from Concord and Onyx, so that I could create all the little inset pieces. So he's going to have little pink toe beams there, which I just think is really cute. They are quite fiddly little pieces, but it was fine. I used my little jewel picker tool thing here to pop them in place, and turned out really, really cute. And then you've got the insets for the ears as well, so you can pop them in too. And this just makes a really quick and easy little Easter card, and I just thought it was very fun and happy. I went for very pastel shades on all of my cards today, going with that spring Eastery feel. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up by adding those little inset pieces for the ears. And you can see that kind of little heart-shaped piece there. That's the piece that was cut from the nose die. And I was debating whether to use it because you couldn't see it particularly well on the pink paper that I'd used, pattern paper. So I was kind of debating whether or not I should use it, but in the end I thought I might as well pop it on there. So I just popped it below the little hole of the E and stuck it down. It kind of looks quite cute, but yeah, you can use it or not, up to you. I decided because I'd cut it out, I might as well pop it on. And then I was thinking, well, that's pretty much card done, but I decided to add a little bit of extra embellishment by bringing out my Dress My Crafts little hearts here, and they come in white, pink and red, and I thought the little white hearts would look quite nice scattered around. I'm not sure that you can notice them a huge amount on that pattern paper, but I know they're there and it just adds a little pop of something else to the card. You could of course put like sequins or something sparkly on there as well, but I decided to keep everything quite simple today. I've gone for quite simple cards that were quite easy to put together. The die cutting is what took the longest, and that really doesn't take too long at all either. So that was card number 1. And card number 2 is cut out and ready to go here. This is the cute carrot and bunny die, and I just think it's absolutely adorable. And it's actually the carrot and cute bunny die. I think I said that wrong there. So again, I've just cut some pattern paper from that with that stitched rectangle that I used earlier. Again, it's lawn fawn paper. This comes from the Stripes and Sprinkles paperback, I think it is. It was a freebie that I got, and I thought I would use it up because it was a lovely kind of spring colour. I have cut those little carrot pieces there. So I wanted to show you the carrot die cuts the inside of the carrot, and it also cuts this little frame. So you could make a shaker card. I would suggest cutting that from some like fun foam if you wanted to use it for a shaker, because it's very, very thin, and it would be quite tricky to get some double-sided tape around the edge of that. But maybe using fun foam would work quite nicely, but it would be a fun little shaker to make. But I'm just using the inside pieces. Again, I've cut them from some pattern paper. Again, it's that Stripes and Sprinkles paper from Lawn Fawn. I've gone for that orange colourway there, and I just thought that looked kind of cute. The carrot tops I have cut from some other Lawn Fawn pattern paper, and I honestly can't remember it. It was a wintry paper pack from many years ago, and it's just a green with a white spot. So my bunnies I'm showing you here, I have just coloured them with a little bit of Copic marker. So I cut my bunnies from some plain white cardstock. I have kind of kept all the little pieces inside with some paper tape there, some washi tape, just to hold all the little eyes and nose and cheek pieces in there. So I did die cut them, die cut it just once from white, and then used my Copic markers to colour everything in. I've pulled out a couple of my Lawn Fawn Eastery stamp sets. Both of them have Happy Easter sentiments in them. One is slightly larger, one is slightly smaller, and I'm just debating which one to use. I decided to go with the smaller one, and I used my Fawn Doe Ink to stamp that down. So it's a brown ink. It doesn't look quite so harsh as the black, and I thought it worked for all these pastel shades that I'm using here today. So my little bunnies are going to sit on either side of my sentiment, and my carrots are going to sit in the middle there. I was just kind of figuring out, should I pop my carrots down first before I stuck my bunnies, or should I stick my bunnies down? In the end, I thought I'd better stick my carrots down first because my bunnies might overlap them slightly. So I was kind of debating what to do there, but decided I would do it this way. I just love these carrots with those lovely bushy frond toppers. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. And of course you could use those frond pieces just to create some greenery on a card if you've got like florals or anything like that. It would work really, really nicely. So for this first carrot, I'm placing that kind of frond piece quite low down because I don't want it to stick too far off the card. And I'm just going to stick the other ones a little bit higher up so they've got a little bit more showing. I just was a bit wary of going too far off the card. I didn't mind a little bit hanging off the card, but I didn't want loads hanging off because it would get damaged pretty easily and probably wouldn't fit into an envelope very well. So I decided to try and minimize the amount that was hanging over the edge. So I'm going to start with my two kind of back carrots. I just think these are so fun. And then my little front one is going to stick at the top and just be slightly overhanging at the top of the card. But I think that's okay. So grabbing my liquid glue here and sticking them down. So the video might seem a bit weird today. I initially thought that I would do a really long video and film kind of me working in real time and talking to you in real time. That was the initial plan, but it ended up being nearly an hour long, and I thought maybe that was just a bit too long and people would get sick of it. So I decided to shorten it and kind of speed things up a little bit. But do let me know in the comments if you are interested in kind of a longer video of me working in real time and talking you through the process as I am actually working through my card, because I wasn't sure. I know people, don't have a huge amount of time, and sometimes it's a struggle. I know it's a struggle for me to get through and watch all of the amazing videos on YouTube that I would like to watch. I often just can't get to them because I don't have enough time. And of course, I want to spend time crafting myself as well. And I can't watch and craft at the same time because often I'm recording while I'm crafting, so I have to use my phone to record and I can't watch. But yeah, let me know if you're interested in longer style videos. This one did end up being quite long today. It's nearly 27 minutes long, so if you're going to stick with me, thank you very much. But I'd be interested to know your thoughts. Okay, so I am popping my little bunnies down there on either side of the sentiment. The little cheek part just popped out, so I popped it back in with a bit more glue, and I'm hoping that it will all stay nicely in place. And all that's left is to attach the little ear pieces inside. So again, I just die cut the bunnies from white, and all the little inset pieces I just coloured with a bit of Copic marker. I also just added a tiny bit of Copic marker to my little bunnies to kind of make them still look white but add a little bit of shadow to them. And I just think they're just adorable, very, very cute. So as I say, all of these products come from In Love Art Shop, and all of them are the Cocarosa brand, I couldn't say that, of dyes. And like I say, really good quality, and they worked brilliantly. And they were the other thing was they were really easy to snap apart, which I really appreciated. And there weren't any sharp little bits left, which was awesome. So that is card number 2 complete. I just think it's really, really sweet and fun. I love those carrots. Might want to use them for something else as well. I'm thinking that they would look quite fun with little die-cut faces. Okay, on to card number 3, and this is the Bunny in the Basket die. And as the name would suggest, it's got a bunny in a basket, which I just think is so cute. So again, standard size card base at 5.5 by 4.25 inches. Another piece of Lawn Fawn pattern paper. This is the Gotta Have Gingham paper. Again, this one was come from a freebie that was in a Lawn Fawn box that they sent to me. And again, I've cut it with that stitched rectangle, same stitched rectangle die. It leaves about a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around the card, and I just kind of like the look of that. I have cut some of that flower market paper as well. I cut it with the same stitched rectangle and then with a grassy border die so that I can have my little basket popped up in behind that grass piece there. So I'm trying to figure out whether I need to trim my grass piece down any or whether it's long enough. I think it's going to work okay. I'm going back to those 2 Lawn Fawn stamp sets to figure out which sentiment I want to use. And I'm trying to figure out whether I want to use the little carrots or I have die cut some Easter eggs as well. So these Easter eggs come from this die set. And so do the little carrots. So you can use either or both. In the end, I decided to go with the Easter eggs. I wasn't sure about that purple one, whether I wanted to use the purple one or not. So I'm just trying to plan out my card and figure out which elements I want to use. Like I say, in the end, I did just go with the Easter eggs and I left the little carrots off, but I was quite tempted to use the carrots because they were very, very cute. But I just couldn't decide, and I decided just to stick with Easter because I used an Easter sentiment. This comes from the Eggstraordinary Easter stamp set from Lawn Fawn. Again, I stamped it out with that doe ink, so it's a brown ink. I just wanted to use brown mostly today because I felt like it was a little bit softer than going in with a black ink, and kind of worked with the pastel shades that I've used here. You could, of course, use any colour ink you wanted, but I just decided brown for some reason. Okay, so here's a close-up of that little basket, and you can see there's an etched detailed line there. I'm actually just going to take my craft knife and cut along that line so that I can pop my bunny inside the basket. And I'm kind of debating whether to have the handle on the back of the basket or on the inside as well. So you'll see me fiddle around here a little bit trying to figure out how everything's going to fit together. But isn't that so sweet? I just think it's absolutely adorable. So again, figuring out whether I want carrots or Easter eggs, I really struggled with that decision because the carrots are just so cute. So here's the handle. I was trying to figure out whether it needs to go inside the basket or around the back of the basket. I decided it needed to go on the inside along with the bunny so that it kind of looked a bit more proportional. So I just extended those little cut lines a little bit further, and that is kind of what it's going to look like. I did end up doing a little bit more cutting as well just to make sure that that handle fit in well and it was nice and secure inside it, and then my little bunny could sit in as well. So yeah, there was lots of decisions today. I was kind of like, do I put it this way? Should I put it the other way? And yeah, so lots of going back and forth. So I'm just going to attach those little handle pieces down with some liquid glue again, make sure it's all in the right spot. And then my bunny is going to sit in front of the handle inside the basket. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold, so I can't shake this cough. Okay, so once that handle piece had dried, I was going to try and stick my little bunny face in there. So just figuring out the placement of it, trying to make sure it's nice and central. Just going to attach it down with a little bit of liquid glue along the bottom there and hold it in place for a second while it kind of activates, if you like. And then I'm going to attach the little paws down. I was just popping it in there temporarily to kind of figure out what the rest of my card was going to look like. So here's the little paws popping out from the basket. Just think it's absolutely adorable. And again, I've just cut everything from some pattern paper and cardstock. So the bunny I just cut from some white cardstock. I didn't do anything to the bunny. I didn't add any shading or anything like that. But I did cut out the little inset pieces. So I have these little pink pieces. So what I'm showing you here is the die set comes with two little bows. And then there's these two little kind of circular pieces. Now I was debating whether to use those circular pieces as little rosy cheeks. So here I'm showing you that I think they're meant to go on top of the bow to create the bow. But I decided that I was going to use them as little cheek pieces. I was kind of deciding whether or not to use Copic Markers to add my cheeks or whether or not to use these little pieces. I decided to go with the little cutout pieces. I thought they looked kind of cute. They've got four little kind of indentations in them, I guess, to look like buttons more than anything. But I thought they just looked really sweet as cheeks. So I decided to use them as cheeks, but you could use them either way. So yeah, what was I saying? I die cut the bunny from some white cardstock, and then I just die cut all the inset pieces with pink cardstock, that Ballet Slippers cardstock again, and I did cut some little eyes from some black cardstock so that I can glue them all in place later. So here I am fiddling around with my carrots and Easter eggs again. I really wanted to use those carrots because I just think they're adorable, but I decided that it was going to be too much and I would just use the eggs themselves. So before I stuck the basket down, I stuck these little eggs in, and I'm just trying to show you the detail on these eggs. They have little embossed lines in them and little kind of holes in them to create a pattern. They would look really cool cut from some metallic cardstock or some sparkly cardstock. I just decided to use pattern paper. In my next video, I actually cut them from white cardstock and then coloured them with my Copic markers. So lots of ways to use those little Easter eggs, and you can use them on lots of different cards. So there are two different styles of Easter eggs in this die set, and yeah, they're really cute. So now I'm gluing down my basket and my bunny, and I'm just popping it in behind that grassy piece. I did just make sure I left the top of my grass unstuck down, unglued, so that I could pop everything in behind there. Next up, all I need to do is attach all of my inset pieces. So here I have the little ear pieces. I'm just figuring out which way around they go and which ear they belong to, and I will stick them down. Again, I've cut these from some pink ballet slippers cardstock, and then I have the little nose piece as well and the little eyes. And I am going to attach a little bow down onto my bunny because she does look like a girl bunny. I think she's got lovely long eyelashes. So here are those little black pieces that I cut, and I'm just popping them in place. Again, they're quite small, but they're not teeny tiny that you're going to kind of lose them. They work really, really nicely. So you can see there all of the details on the die I'm showing you. So I did just die cut the die a couple of times, once from white, once from pink, and then I just kind of stuck a little bit of black paper over the eye area and die cut it again to get the eyes. There's the little bow, so I'm just going to pop it there on the base of her ear, and I just think this looks really, really cute. Lovely little easy card to put together, and I think it's really, really sweet. You could of course embellish it more if you wanted, but as I said, I decided to go with ease and quickness today, and I just thought that was really sweet. So the last die is the Naughty Bunny round border die. I think this one might be my favorite of all of them. So I'm showing you those same eggs from the bunny in the basket, and I die cut them from white cardstock and then coloured them with my Copic markers. I did very simple colouring. I just used one shade of each colour. I didn't do any shading or anything like that. Just kind of popped a bit of colour on each segment of the eggs there. And again, used some very pastel shades. So again, a white card base, 5.5 by 4.25 inches. I have used some more of that lovely flower market paper from Lawn Fawn. This one is that grey flower, and I'm popping that down. Again, cut with that stitched rectangle. I love this colour. I think it's really nice. I know you don't automatically think of grey for spring, but I think it works so well with all these lovely pastel colours. So I've cut that circle piece from some Aqua Sky cardstock from Concord and 9th. I did go ahead and stamp out my Happy Easter sentiment. I have done it in black this time. I thought the black worked best with the grey. So I'm popping that circular piece there towards the top. And of course you could do more with this. You could add some ink blending to the cardstock to create a, kind of more of a dimensional effect. But as I say, I am keeping everything simple today. So then I've got the grassy piece that comes with the die, and it fits into that little circular piece. And here is the bunny bottom, which I just think is so cute. So it's kind of an oval shape, and I was trying to figure out whether I wanted it kind of long ways or lengthways, and I decided to make the oval kind of long ways, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my grassy piece down. Again, I'm making sure I don't go all the way to the edge of the grass, just so I've got a bit of wiggle room and I can pop things in behind the grass if I need to. And again, you could add some ink blending to that to make it kind of more dimensional, but as I say, I kept it pretty simple today. So I'm going to pop down my little bunny. So the grassy piece was cut from Sprout cardstock from Concord and 9th, and the grey bunny was cut from some Dove cardstock from Concord and 9th, which is this lovely grey colour. And then, of course, the ballet slippers for the pink inset pieces. So again, you've got these cute little bunny paws. I just think it's really cute. So it looks like your bunny's disappearing off into the sunset. And perhaps he's the Easter bunny and left some Easter eggs behind. So popping everything down with liquid glue. Again, keeping everything pretty simple. Nothing kind of too difficult about this, about any of these cards today. Just a bit of die cutting and assembling, which is a lot of fun. And actually, you can kind of go production line style. If you wanted to make a bunch of these cards, it would be really easy to do. So again, I have the little inset pieces for the feet, and I just think these just turn out so cute. That little fluffy tail and the little toe beans for the little bunny, I just think are absolutely gorgeous. Now, in hindsight, I realised that the little circular pieces that fit in the toes are actually different sizes, so you could probably do a better job of popping them in the correct places. I just kind of grabbed random ones and popped them in, and it worked. But yeah, they are slightly different sizes, so you could kind of try and die cut it and keep it together. But I thought that worked. So next up, I have my little coloured Easter eggs, and I'm going to pop them into the grass around my little bunny. I just wanted to add that in there to tie in with the Happy Easter theme. Of course, this would make a cute like new baby card, or just a nice little spring card. Yeah, you could use it for a lot of different things, but I just thought this was fun. So again, those Easter eggs come from the Bunny in the Basket die. Everything else is from the Naughty Bunny round border die set, which I just think is adorable. I did feel like I needed a little bit of something else at the top of my card there, so I did just die cut some stitched clouds, which I'm going to add to just create a little bit of a sky and a little bit more interest at the top of my card. And just to break up that blue ever so slightly so it doesn't look quite so bland. I did pop those off the edge of the circular piece, and I just kind of like that look. And here are all 4 cards complete. I'm not sure which one is my favourite, but it might be that little bunny disappearing into the sunset, so you just see his bum. But I love all of them, and I think they turned out so sweet. I hope you enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed making these today. Sorry it's a little bit longer. Let me know what you think about that longer format in the comments below. Remember to use the Geordie25 discount code if you want to shop for any of these items from the In Love Art shop. I will leave all the details and links down below in the description box, so do please go and check those out. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Take care, everybody, and as always, please do leave a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Take care.